Hello everyone, GR10 Desert Gold. Got a few things cooking today. Right now I'm using a refractometer to check the bricks reading on the Rum Runner Stout that we brewed a few days ago, and I'm checking to see if the fermentation is completed, and it appears it has. Before fermentation was 22. So it was 22 to begin with, and it's now at just about 11. So the bricks readings can be translated to a formula that helps you get what the actual ABV is, and this one is sitting right below 9.6, somewhere around 9.58 or 9.6. So it fermented completely. Okay, so this is a sample I took from the keg, and I know it's hard to see because it's a small sample, but it is a beautiful dark stout. And you get the notes of some toastiness and chocolate, some caramel. Wow. Very tasty. So, like I said, I wasn't going to stop with just the brew. And what I did is I measured out, in my previous video when we were talking about the oak chips and the cocoa nibs, I mentioned that I was going to put 4 ounces, and in my head I was still dealing with 5-gallon batches in the old days, so that would have blown it up. So what I did, I weighed out 1/2 ounce of the toasted American oak, and I measured out, or weighed out, I should say, 2 ounces of the chocolate cocoa nibs. So I put it in this sanitized bowl, which probably was unnecessary because I've been steeping this bag of those grains, or the oak and the cocoa nibs, in the Kraken rum, which is 94 proof, plenty strong enough to sanitize anything that is in there. And it's been steeping in there for about 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is we are going to dump the whole Kraken in there. Make life interesting. So, as I said when I was cooling this down during the last video, and I was using that flash yeast, the fermentation time came out exactly as I said it would. It was finished in 3 days. And normally doing something like this with oak chips and cocoa nibs, you're gonna want to let it steep in there for at least a week. So I'm gonna leave this sit here on the table. The yeast is still in there, and this is room temperature at 82 degrees, and the yeast will be active and be moving around all those wonderful flavors from the oak and the chocolate from the cocoa nibs. It's going to be a wonderful little 1 gallon stout, I can guarantee you that. And the Pilsner has been fermented or fully fermented for the past 3 days, so it's definitely finished. I was a little unhappy with the cloudiness of it, so I decided to cold crash it. When I originally envisioned this and built this fermentation chamber, I didn't want it to be, I wanted it to be a fermenting chamber, but I never thought I would need to get it down to temperatures that you would use to cold crash. And so we're straining a little bit here. I've got the thermal switch set to shut off at 44 degrees, and it's currently at 47 degrees. I'm gonna leave that in here for about 3 days and keep it cold crashing for that period of time, and then we're going to transfer it to the 2 gallon keg that I just received. And in the meantime, the stout will be gaining all those flavors from the cocoa nibs and oak chips. So the last thing I want to do is bring in the Pinter with the orange honey blossom brown ale, because that's been conditioning for 10 days, or I think it's about 12 now. So it's ready to taste test for sure. I'll probably put it back in and leave it in the fridge for another 10 days, unless this taste test is extremely wonderful, which we'll find out here soon. So I'll bring in the other one, and this one will be chilling for a while. Get it chilling. All right, so your first chance to taste this orange blossom honey brown ale that we brewed about a week and a half ago, more than that, almost 2 weeks. I think Pinters wait till you pull the glass away before they drop some more on whatever's down there. But as we can see, well, hopefully you can see the nice frothy, creamy head. That would indicate this is a malt forward type of beer, which is to be expected from a brown ale. And this is the kit that I use, the brown ale kit from ABC Craft Select. Got this on Amazon for $30. And here we have a 63-cent pint of brown ale. After 3 days of fermentation and about 12 days of conditioning, this is the result right here. We're going to see how it came out. That's wonderful. Oh, man. It does have a malt forward opening, you know, it's got a creaminess, it's got a good mouthfeel, there's a sweetness to it, but not overly sweet. It flavors of caramel, toffee. Toasty grains, there's a toastiness to it. Slight, as I said, sweetness, but not overly sweet. And that sweetness doesn't hang around. It's like, surprises me that it's a dry finish. What it doesn't have, which most brown ales don't have, is a bitter ending. I don't like it when you're done drinking a beer and that hoppy bitterness hangs around for a while, and it drives me nuts. I'm not a bitter person. I'm not sure that word, I worded that right, but I'm not a person that likes bitter tasting things. And if you can make something smooth, creamy, refreshing, and not have to dump in a bunch of hops to kill a bunch of sweetness, then I think you got something going there. The other thing, you know, hats up to Pinter. This is an exceptional idea. This I've already got a third one coming. I'm probably going to do you know, box opening or a review on it because it's kind of a special order that I've got coming in. And I'm hoping I know what it is, and that's why I want to do a review on it. But all that aside, this pressurized vessel and pressurized fermentation is on lock. I'm telling you that there is a subtle difference between forced carbonation and pressurized fermentation. It's hard to put your finger on it, but it does exist, at least for me, okay? I'm sure other people feel the same way, that pressurized fermentation forces all of the mixture of the grains, the malts, the hops, everything that's in the wort, and it forces it literally into an environment where it's infusing almost every molecule of the beer with it, so it's a uniform flavor. I love it. Anyway, I've abused your time long enough, and I'm skipping out on brown ale time here, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you have fun, be safe, stay cool.